How's it going, everybody? Jackson Maddox here, and I am back with another video about Nashville. Today's topic is going to be top 10 things to do in Nashville that locals may not tell you about. So these are some things that I've picked out myself that I felt like were maybe not as well known about in the general public, if you know anything about Nashville, and are really, really fun, kind of hole-in-the-wall things. Some of them are more well-known or touristy than others, but I'm going to divide it into three categories. We're going to do activities, we're going to do shopping, and we're going to do bars and restaurants. Let's get into the first section, which is activities you can do. So I picked 4 different things to do. These are fun little activities you can do through the day in Nashville. Some are better during certain seasons than others. But coming in at number 1, we have the 21C Art Museum Hotel. Now, this is an art museum that is in the 21C Hotel. It's completely free, and it's about 10,000 square feet of space. There's all kinds of contemporary art. There are sculptures, there's paintings. Some stuff is more classic, some stuff is more modern and contemporary. I have been there myself and had a really good time. It will definitely keep you entertained for a while. And then they also have a great little hotel bar with some really great cocktails if you want to grab a drink afterwards. Coming in at number 2, we've got the Belcourt Theater in Edge Hill. So the Belcourt Theater is a movie theater, but it is an independent movie theater. So a lot of the movies that are in there are not going to be blockbuster movies. They're going to be independent films or smaller, larger movies that are made with potentially A-list actors, but are lower budget. And so it's just a great place where you can go find some movies that you may not see in your regular big box theaters. That is located in the Edge Hill neighborhood, and it's a great time. Number 3, we've got the Gibson Garage. This is located in the Gulch, which is a great shopping area in general. So there's lots to do in the general area. But the Gibson Garage is relatively new, and it is owned by Gibson. It is a place where you can go and actually look at some of the most iconic Gibson guitars throughout the years. You can pick up some of these guitars and play them yourself. There's a great gift shop in there, so you can buy all your Gibson memorabilia, and it's just great for anybody that is a guitar nerd, somebody that's interested in history in general, someone that's interested in music in general could have a great time in the Gibson Garage and learn a thing or two about the history of the Gibson company. So definitely recommend that. And then the final thing, in no particular order, but the final thing in our list of activities is Cumberland River kayaking. So as I'm sure many people know, and some may not, the Cumberland River runs through the center of Nashville. And if you get onto the west side of town, the Cumberland River kind of extends out westward. And around there are several different companies that rent out kayaks, and they have pickup and drop off locations. And you can spend the afternoon kayaking down the Cumberland River. It's outside of the city, so it's quiet. It's very beautiful out there and just a ton of fun. This is going to be more of a summer activity. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting into the Cumberland River in the dead of winter personally, but if you're here during the summer or you want to visit during the summer, that's definitely something that I would be putting on my to-do list. Okay, coming to our second section of activities, we have shopping. There's lots of great shopping in Nashville. There's so many little boutiques and things like that. So I just narrowed it down and picked 2 spots. This is by no means an exhaustive list, but I just picked 2 shops that I think would be kind of cool for somebody who's coming to visit and interested in maybe moving here. So number 1, we have White's Mercantile on 12 South. 12 South is a very famous road in Nashville, full of all kinds of shopping and food and just, anything that you would want to do as a tourist in Nashville. And I would say that White's Mercantile is just a step above some of those other shops. It has a very rustic kind of old school feel to it. The building that it's in is pretty old. And there's just a bunch of different trinkets and things like that in there. You can get t-shirts, hoodies, all your Nashville memorabilia in there. They've got children's books as well. They've got like a little Dolly Parton children's book and a Willie Nelson children's book, things like that. Number 2, this is another shop that is kind of a thrifty sort of thing, not exactly a gift shop, but it's called Cool Stuff, Weird Things, and it's exactly exactly what the name suggests. It's over in Sylvan Park on the west side of town. It has lots of cool stuff and lots of weird things. There are all kinds of strange and interesting things that are from the 50s and 60s in there. You can also find just regular, antiques in there. Regular clothes that you might find at a thrift store will also be in there. But they really do excel at having just a plethora of interesting little knickknacks and trinkets. So I definitely recommend going and checking it out because you just never know what you're going to come across. And so for our final segment of these activities that you can do, we've got bars and restaurants. So obviously Nashville is a huge food scene. There's just so many different options. This was another one that I had to narrow it down. So I was thinking more about experience and just where you can go and have a memorable experience while also eating food or getting drinks. So the first thing I have is Attaboy in East Nashville. Attaboy is a very cool concept for a bar. It is I would call a high-end cocktail bar. You can go in there and you can request they make you a cocktail, and what they will say is, what do you like? What are the types of liquor that you like? What are the types of flavorings that you like? And you can sort of give them a profile of the types of drinks that you like, and then they will make something for you completely from scratch. And it's such a cool concept. Every drink that you're going to get is going to feel very tailored to you. It's going to surprise you, and it's going to be made by somebody that knows what they're talking about. So just a fun experience overall, definitely worth a trip. So number 2 on the list of bars and restaurants is the Greenhouse. This is located in Green Hills, and it's right around the corner from Green Hills Mall. So if you're doing some shopping in Green Hills Mall, you can pop over when you get done. It's right there, and it is actually located inside a greenhouse. So obviously the atmosphere is top tier. There's plants everywhere. Most of them are real living plants, if not all. So it definitely has a great atmosphere and vibe in there. Their cocktails are great, and the one that I would recommend the most is their margarita. Actually, they have one of the best margaritas in town. I personally will vouch for that. So definitely worth the trip to the Greenhouse. It's just one of the coolest vibes of any bar in Nashville. So number 3 is a coffee shop. It is Portland Brew in East Nashville, or Portland Brew East. It is a great little coffee shop. They have some of the nicest people working there in town. It's a great spot to sit down and get some work done. Their pastries are top notch. They have some breakfast sandwiches too that are really good. Definitely one of the many coffee shops. There's so many other ones that I could be recommending, but that's just one of my favorites personally. So I have to go with that one. Portland Brew East, definitely worth the trip.
Hey, if you're thinking about relocating to the Nashville, Tennessee area, well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate Nashville area relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below. From top employers, best hospitals, and a boatload of other things that you're gonna need to know before you make the move to Nashville. It's completely free, it's linked below. Check out the top pinned comments. I hope that helps, and let's talk soon.
Now, the final restaurant/bar that I would recommend is Barcelona. So Barcelona is a Spanish restaurant. It's in Edge Hill, and it is a tapas format. So you're getting little shareable plates, and everything they have is delicious, pretty affordable for how nice the food is, and you can really have a good time with a group of people. You can just keep ordering those plates. You put the order in, and they come out as they're ready. So you can just keep the orders coming and get a pitcher of sangria. It is a really fun time, and you will walk out of there stuffed. All right, so that was 10 things to do in Nashville that locals may or may not tell you about. I could have a list of 50 things to do in Nashville, but I had to narrow it down to 10. So those are my 10 picks. There's some activities in there, there's some shopping, and there's some bars and restaurants. If you're coming to visit, if you're looking to move here, should be enough for you to sift through on your own time and check out for yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and of course, if you have any questions about investing or moving to Nashville, you can hit us up down in the description. We will have all our contact info down there. We would love to chat with you and see what your needs are and try to help out as best we can. Thanks.